Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back on another Detroit Lions Talk video, and in this video, I'm going to be looking at my takeaways from the Detroit Lions versus the Houston Texans preseason week number 2. Let's get right into the video. Okay, now before we get into the video, I owe two things, and the first thing is a shout out to NFL Talk. He's been a very big contributor and supporter of this channel for sure. I definitely owe him a shout out, so I want to do that here. And also, thank you to all of you guys that showed up to the Madden tournament today that signed up, or if you didn't sign up and you were just watching, thank you. Okay, I understand life happens and a lot of you guys actually had to miss, and you know what? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Next Madden tournament is going to be a lot better because, you know, I have to learn. I had to learn. This was like a practice one. We took our lumps. It was a very long tournament, a lot of struggles, but we learned, and that's really what it comes down to. So the next one will be better. But I would like to thank all of you guys that did show up, okay? You guys were awesome. It was a long tournament. You guys stuck with me, and it was a really fun time, okay? Just had fun playing with you guys. I wish I could have watched a few, but again, we'll get that figured out next time. We'll get it straight. I know things were kind of laggy at sometimes, but if you guys want to go check out Doseby Gaming, I should have like a full live stream over there at some point, so definitely go check that out, at least where I'm playing. Also, again, just thank you guys. You guys are absolutely the best, and I couldn't ask for a better audience. You guys to come in here, you guys to, you know, stay with me for a huge tournament like that is absolutely amazing. So I just want to give you guys that shout out. And also, we had that live stream. You guys absolutely killed it. I mean, the sport has been unreal. Shout out to Micro Mike's for sending his dudes over here. And I can't thank you guys enough. Now, let's get out of that talk. Let's get into happy stuff. We're going to be looking at my takeaways from Detroit Lions versus that Texans preseason game. And I saw a lot of good. Now, there were still some bad, right? But I saw a lot of good. And the first thing we're going to start off with is Will Harris. Will Harris looked good as that safety position. Now, he is a safety position. We know he's a big hitter. He was doing that. And obviously, we know about the big play that he made. But the way he was playing in coverage really showed a lot of good things to me. This guy was covering really well from that safety spot, and I think that's something that you really didn't think about with Will Harris, but he was bringing that, and that's very important. That was nice to see. He also, as we know, he came up with the fumble recovery for a touchdown, but he also could hit. Okay, this guy can hit. We knew this coming out of Boston College. He was a big hitter, and we drafted and we traded up to get this guy because he was a leader, and he definitely showed that on the field versus the Texans. Romeo Cora, shout out to you as well. Romeo did well too. I think this is a guy, like I said before, is one of the most underrated players on the Detroit Lions team currently. This guy was great last season. A lot of people forget him. Madden absolutely disrespected my guy Romeo, but again, he was good in yesterday's preseason game. So shout out to Romeo Cora. He did his thing. Also, let's shout out to the MVP, the most valuable player, even though we lost. For the Detroit Lions, my guy David Fallis. David, you were the MVP. No joke. You were literally the MVP. And if you're like, wait, I didn't watch the game, he's the MVP? Are you kidding? No, like, I'm not kidding. Ask anybody. He was good, like, great good. For a backup quarterback position, this guy played as a third string, and I think that's what really fueled him to be so good, okay? And I said it after, you know, the first game, and I got some hate for it, I'll admit. Maybe you guys still don't agree with me. That's fine. I know some people said, because when I said, you know, he wasn't terrible, the offensive line was so bad, what was he expected to do? And some people were like, oh, that's dumb. He was terrible. But he had a really good game. And I'm saying, like, I proved you wrong or whatever, but I'm just saying, David Fallis, he proved the haters wrong, and I'm really glad for David Fallis doing his thing last night versus the Texans. David Fallis, you definitely won the MVP in my book. When they showed you on the screen, you were 9 for 10, 168 yards and a touchdown at the 1-yard line for a 152.1 passer rating, and then we ran the ball in. And there were 3 straight drops by Jerome Cunningham, Isaac Nauta, and Austin Traylor. And those 3 straight drops hurt your percentage of completion percentage, and it also hurt our chances to go win the game. So those definitely took away from what we had. But at the same time, you still balled out. David Fallis was hitting bombs. He was hitting double moves. He was putting it in players' hands. He was scrambling. David Fallis showed us everything he had at that third string quarterback position. Like I said, I think it fueled him, knowing that he just brought in Josh. And now I'm the third string? Like, no, that's not how it's going to go. And it did go like that. And David Fallis said, heck no. Look, I'm gonna outplay you, Josh. That's what I'm gonna do. And I don't think Josh played terrible. He wasn't great. I don't think he played terrible, though. You gotta remember, he's only been with this team for like 5-6 days. But David Fallis was definitely the better quarterback in last night's game. So shout out to him. I think Mark Thompson was also a guy that, you know, some people were even saying during the stream, hey, look, I like this guy more than CJ Anderson. And we haven't seen a lot from CJ Anderson, so that could definitely be a stretch. But Mark seems to be able to do it all. This guy can catch the ball, and he's a powerful runner. Mark looks really good, and I think he's a guy we don't talk about enough. Jamar Summers, the new cornerback that we brought in from the AAF. Jamar Summers looked really good as well, okay? He was playing one of those cornerback positions, number 21 out there, and he was playing some really good coverage. He was really all up on his wide receivers every single time, playing man-to-man. He looked really good on those deep routes, and that's what I like to see. Also, Andrew Adams, okay? Now, we all know that pass where he whiffed on it, and it would have been a pick, but it was a touchdown instead because he missed it, right? It happens, okay? It happens to the best of us. That's why it's preseason. But we also saw a pick from Andrew Adams. And I'm not saying those should cancel each other out, but I'm basically saying it's an interception, so that's good. We can't take that away just because he didn't make a right play. It wasn't like he wasn't in position to come up with that second pick. He just mistimed it, he misjudged it, whatever it is. It was unfortunate that he missed it, but that's just how things happen sometimes. So it is what it is, Andrew Adams. I think you played pretty well, though. And then we have Jelani Tavai. Jelani, you look good. Jelani looks really, really good. This man out of Hawaii that a lot of people didn't like in the second round, he looks something special, okay? Jelani's looking like something special. So I'm really happy to see Jelani Tavai playing that well in the field. Like I said, the 3 tight ends came up with all drop passes. And I know I said Isaac Nolan's got really good hands. He's going to make team. I still think he'll make the team. He's nervous, right? I mean, things happen. It's an unfortunate circumstance. I understand it's the NFL and players drop passes, but they all 3 dropped them. And that's super unfortunate. But again, it does happen. Gladly, those aren't the starters. And also, these games don't count, right? Because I would have been really, really mad if that would have lost us the game. I'd have been like, no, we need to move on. But since it's the preseason, look, these guys are young. These guys don't get a lot of playing time. I'm gonna relax a little bit, okay? I'm not gonna go off on them. It is what it is. You dropped your passes. But are you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That scared you. I know that scared you. I scared you, dog. Okay. So those are basically the players that I saw do some good. Now we did see some players that weren't great. But overall, I think the Lions' performance was definitely better. It was way better than week 1. We played the Texans. Like I said, we did lose by 7. We had a Hail Mary shot, which actually I thought was going to be caught for a second. But we played better overall as a team. Our defense definitely got stingy. In the secondary, we got better. We did have a couple of lucky plays where, hey, the wide receiver drops it or the quarterback overthrows him. But that happens even in the regular season, so it's not like it's something you'll never see. I just like to see the improvements, and I had a lot of good things to take away. Again, I was so grateful that all of you guys were in the chat. You guys were absolutely amazing last night, and I couldn't have had more fun of a time. I mean, this weekend has been great, and honestly, really, this is my last weekend before we go back to school, and it was probably the best weekend of the summer. So I would just like to go out and say that. Thank you guys. It's been an awesome ride this far. Let's keep this thing rolling into Monday. Anyways, thank you, Prop, for watching, and I'm out.